Cardi, your ex-wife, or I don't even know if divorce is final, but I know she filed for divorce in 2024. Where do y'all stand now?
I mean,
is it finalized, the divorce?
Not yet.
Okay, so it's not
Still
finalized.
going through it.
Do you want it to be finalized?
I'm ready to be over it, for it to be over it, yeah.
Really? Is there anything that you wish you would have done differently? Or that you regret? Or that you know?
I should have respected her way more. You know what I mean? I made bad decisions as a man, like stepping out, like gotta take that on the chin. Like that's why when she left, I had to take that on the chin, cause like I could have been we got so much our kids to live for. I was being selfish, you know what I mean? And I can say that as a man. I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? I can say that.
Was there truth to you and Sweetie?
No, man. It was a rumor, man. And I feel like it was something deeper than that for the split of me and bro. It was something deeper than that. You know what I mean? It was something deeper than that. I don't really want to touch on, but it's something deeper than that. I think that was just like that was a thing that was a bug that I heard. I think people was trying to tear my situation down in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And
you think there were business people that were plotting on you both?
For sure.
Yeah, and they were creating you guys, stopping you guys from being strong so that y'all couldn't go together against that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, because I would be seeing I would be seeing headlines and we men, so we don't play those games. We don't even know how to do that. And so it was just like, that was a weird thing, though. That was kind of crazy.
I mean, the lengths that people go in our industry to enmesh themselves in your personal life to get certain outcomes in business, their lengths are great.
So Offset had a sit down with Keke Palmer on our podcast show, and this has gotten people talking. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So the clip you just saw now is the clip of Offset sitting down with Keke Palmer on our podcast to discuss everything and anything. But what has gotten a lot of people talking is him addressing the issue between him and Cardi B. But before we get into that, in this podcast, Offset went on to address a whole lot of things. He addressed the dynamic between him and the Amigos, him going solo, the death of what's this team? His group member name something said. The death of him and how he was the glue of the group and how he was the one that usually keep himself and Quavo grounded and all that. So it was really interesting to see Offset share some emotion. And people are saying that this is the first time he's getting really emotional and not just talking trash and just getting in tune with his emotion. But what has gotten a lot of people talking is that Keke Palmer went on to ask him about Cardi B, his dynamic with Cardi B, what's going on with the divorce, like you guys see. And it's the way he played in people's face. And people right now having the conversation, why is someone like Keke Palmer giving people like Offset and Jonathan platform to speak or share their story? Some people are calling Keke Palmer a pick-me. Some people are saying that everybody deserves a platform to speak their truth and tell their side of the story. So the question I want to ask you guys, do you think that Keke Palmer's platform should be a place where men like Offset should go and set the record straight or to tell their side of the story? I want to know your own take down in the comment section. So let's go check out people's reaction to this interview of Keke Palmer's podcast, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Offset went on Keke Palmer podcast today, and he was talking about everything. He was talking about Cardi, and Keke asked him if the divorce is final. He's saying not yet, but he's ready for it to be done. And he did mention that he wish he had respected Cardi more during the marriage, which I can 100% agree with, which led Keke to ask him about those rumors that we all heard about of him with Sweetie, and he denied the rumors. He said it was not true, it was just a rumor. But I just feel like for Sweetie to have never just come out and be like, I did not deal with that man. Like, for me, if somebody is putting bodies on my name, I'm gonna clear it up. Also, they're in the same industry, so it's literally technically like a coworker. Like, I'm gonna clear it up. And the fact that he's married, I'm gonna clear it up. So I don't know about, but I want to know what you guys think. Would y'all clear up your name if somebody was, if actually not even somebody, if it was like a generic rumor that you were dealing with them? Would y'all clear it up? Or are y'all the type to just be like, it's not true, so I'm going to just let it fly? Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments.
So I just saw a clip of Offset on Keke Palmer's podcast, which is a conversation within itself, because why are you giving that man a platform? In the clip that I saw, she asked him about his divorce from Cardi B and if it's been finalized. Mind you, the divorce is not finalized because Offset will not sign the papers. Cardi has said that multiple times. But this man sat on that podcast and said, yes, I am ready for it to be over. So why haven't you signed the divorce papers? I'm confused. He then went on and said how he's ready for it to be over, not because he doesn't care about Cardi, but because it's impacting his artistry as a performer, and how he doesn't like his personal life to become the main topic when he's actually an artist. He tried to give some extra intellectual ass answer, but it gave very much Atlanta that's lying, because what the are you talking about? Nothing that he said makes sense, because you're the one that brings the drama of your personal life to the internet. And Keke Palmer was looking at him like, what are you talking? Like, she was confused. Like, him trying to now act like his music is more important, like he hasn't been harassing that lady for the past couple years. Like, him trying to put on this public image that like he is also hurt from this divorce and that he's going through it to now gain some type of sympathy. And it's crazy that this all coincides with her releasing her album. Like, it's crazy that you decided to now be an active father to the public by bringing your kids on stage with you after Cardi released an album. I'm not buying anything that you're putting down, sir. It's not going to work. I don't know if you think that everybody has just forgot the reason why your marriage ended is because of you. I don't know if you just think that we forgot all the drama and shit that y'all have put on the internet about y'all relationship. If you wanted to be known specifically for your music, if you wanted your artistry to speak for itself, then don't tell us your business, perhaps? I can only imagine what he put that girl through just by him sitting in that doing that interview, because you were acting like all this shit is not public knowledge. You're acting like we have not been front row seat to all the drama in your divorce.
Listen, I love Keke Palmer, but she has this propensity for losers that needs to be studied. Because why are we interviewing Offset? Like, you couldn't get Cardi? Like, that's who we really want to hear from, girl. But we're interviewing Offset. It just doesn't make sense. I also saw a video of someone giving commentary that basically said, Keke Palmer wanting people to go against her abuser while also supporting Chris Brown is problematic. I'm not going to get into the Chris Brown conversation with y'all, but I'll just say this. Keke has had this like little streak of when certain men have problematic moments, she wants to interview them. And, it's a miracle she didn't drop that Jonathan Majors interview. But the fact that she went to do it, do we not find it a tad suspect? I do think it's something that should be unpacked. Like, I would like for her to talk about it personally, why she chooses these guys to come on her show and what it does for the brand.
Okay, Offset needs to take acting classes, because if you're going to be out here doing press tours and lying, then you need to be believable. Okay? Because that Tubi movie acting you just did when they asked you about Sweet. No, man. It was other stuff, man. Come on, man. It was other stuff, man. How'd I do? That Casanat acting was horrible. That live stream acting was not believable at all. And Saweetie hasn't said anything. So, at first I was 50-50. I was like, I don't know. People make up stuff all the time. Until I saw his reaction. No, man. I don't know. Right? And yeah, Cardi hasn't cleared her names. Hasn't cleared Saweetie's name. Saweetie hasn't cleared her own name. But Cardi says she has receipts. So, I don't know. I don't know if Saweetie's being blackballed or the pretty girl music just isn't resonating. But it's not looking good for Saweetie. And I don't know. I don't believe anything Offset's saying. I gotta be honest. He said he ready for the divorce. He didn't sign the papers. I forgot what else he said. It wasn't believable.
Offset signed the divorce papers. Because what was this interview with Keke Palmer? Him being like, yeah, I take ownership for cheating, for stepping out. You know, I did her wrong. I was out there. To denying that he was with Sweetie. And then being like, I heard a rumor about what, like, Cardi, you know, the headlines. People were trying to get us to stop being together. Like, I just saw something and, you know, like, it was deeper than that. Then this man proceeds to say, you know, man, like, we handle things differently. Like, I just saw something. This the same man that stepped out on Cardi multiple times, as shaming her and everything. And I guess he wanted to hint at the fact, like, oh, I saw something that she did, or she probably talked to some boy or something. Now, all of a sudden, like, it's a huge problem. Because he really wanted to say, you know, man, we ain't gonna deal with that. That's why I always say, men will cheat on you all types of ways, expect you to forgive them. But let it be you to them. And one thing I noticed is when he said, yeah, he stepped out, he looked at Keke Palmer straight. But when he was talking about other things about Sweetie, he was looking around the room. Because Buddy was lying. And Keke, you weird for this. And again, please let them talk. Like, she loves over-talking people. I don't understand that.
I want to have an open, nuanced, I'm going to say that word again, nuanced discourse about Keke Palmer and the guests she has on her podcast. I'm a person that enjoys discourse, right? For the most part. I am also a person that believes that besides extremes, outside of extremes, everyone should be able to tell their story in a safe space. I, for me, just find the men that Keke has on her podcast interesting, considering what she has told us, the little bit, okay? Because I want to be very clear. We know what Keke has allowed us to know. We do not know her, but what she has told us with her experience with men. So I'm thinking the Jonathan Majors interview that we actually never heard because, you know, people, were in an uproar about it, which I understand. And then now this Offset interview. And when I saw that she interviewed Offset, I did not listen to the podcast, but I took a gander into the comments. And this is not about, you know, what Offset said, what she said, anything like that, because I feel like Keke is a good interviewer. And I can absolutely see where she wanted to interview Offset, right? I just find it interesting because of what we know about Offset, and not even just the end of Cardi B, but of, you know, him as a father, him just in the public eye. And then I took a gander in the comments, and for me, it was very mixed, right? It was, okay, side-eyeing this, plus the Jonathan Majors interview. And then it was, oh, Keke is going to provide a platform, you know, as a black man, thank you, blah, blah. I really, truly don't think I lean either way. I think it's clear that Keke is for the people. I just wonder sometimes where the line might be, because I remember when it came to the Jonathan Majors interview, she doesn't shy away from answering questions about it either. She said, you know, friends with Megan, I've always looked up to her, and I wanted to give him a chance to come on and tell his story. Of course, everybody was like, okay, Keke, as a woman who has, you know, been a victim, why would you platform an abuser? Fair criticism, fair question, in my opinion. And you know, there's a lot of people, cheating isn't like the worst thing ever, blah, blah. I think that cheating is bad. Obviously, we know that, but cheating on your pregnant wife, I think it's one of the worst things you can do in a relationship. I'm not even going to say barring extremes. Let me break this down for y'all really quickly. I think cheating is like taking a version of taking advantage in the first place, right? But then when you are cheating on your pregnant spouse, you are getting them at one of their most vulnerable states, because they are already dealing with all of the emotions, hormones, fear, anxiety, all of the things that comes along with being a pregnant human being. But then also they are dealing with this betrayal. And oftentimes the betrayal and the feelings take a back seat because because they have this little life to take care of. My hat goes off to pregnant women who forgive cheating while they're pregnant. It really does, because I really feel for them. I really do. Nobody is perfect, right? I'm a person that held myself back from doing the things that I wanted to do, making, content, showing up for myself, because I was always thinking of all the wrong things that I may have done, or the people who did not like me, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's not that I think that Offset or these men should crawl in a hole and shut up and never be seen again. It's just, are we platforming these men to be able to use the audience of a black woman, a respected black woman, to come in here and sell us more bullshit? Or are we having honest conversations? That's not for me to decide, okay? I cannot tell you, I don't know these people personally. So I think that everybody has a story. Again, barring extremes, I think everybody has a right to tell their story. It's a very sticky situation. It can be very sticky, I should say. And I would say, like, Keke, we're getting into like the danger territory, but she already had the, non-aired Jonathan Majors interview. And I get it. We just had an entire discourse week on this app about what Crystal said about Cardi B. And since Cardi B has done bad things in her life, she has said wrong things to people, she deserves for Crystal to, or anybody, to disrespect her in the way that was said. I'm not going back to that place. But I think that there's a line with everything, right? Just because I have done wrong here does not mean you can talk about me here, here, and here. That's just me. But to land my plane, again, interview whoever you want to interview. It just, to me, really crosses over into that, are we using that audience? And everything is PR nowadays. Everything is. So are we using the audience to be able to push a narrative instead of actually changing behavior? I don't know. That's just what I think of.
Let me know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. Love to know what you think. First, let me ask this question. Do you think it's okay for Keke Palmer to be giving these men that we know publicly as abused women and as cheated on women, these men that had terrible reputation out there for the public, do you think it's okay for someone like Keke Palmer to be giving them a platform for them to share their story and tell their side of the story? Or you think that Keke Palmer is a pygmy? Want to know your own take about this down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. Love to know what you think. So here's my own take on this. First off, let's even talk about Offset and all that. The fact that Offset is kind of out there doing like a press run and a press tour, why Cardi B is out here promoting an album and a tour coming up next year. For me, it just doesn't make sense. And we all have known, and Cardi B has said it and told us that Offset is the one that refused to sign the divorce paper, or else the divorce will be finalized. So Offset coming on a podcast and talking and knowing that this is going to be aired to say that, oh, he wants this to be all over, is just giving me that man that just wants to manipulate you and make you look like you're crazy, like, oh, she's the one, she's the problem. And I know some people say, oh, he took accountability for his own action. For me, that's such a manipulative way, because you just want to say, oh, because everybody knows he cheated. It was a public affair. Everybody knew he cheated on Cardi B. So he's not going to deny that. So that's him playing the victim. Like, oh, I took accountability, but, oh, there are things. And the fact that he tried to downplay what causes their marriage to break eventually, saying that, oh, there are other things, they're trying to pitch them together. It just really gives me a squint. And that's, for me, that's a man that is not taking a responsibility for his action, because that accountability he took, I feel like that's just like an excuse so he doesn't look like a bad guy. But now trying to double down, saying that, oh, Cardi B, there are other things beneath just him cheating. That's him not taking accountability personally. So I give Offset the side eye. I feel like your marriage started going downhill when you started cheating on Cardi B multiple times, and we saw it happening. She keeps going back and front with you. So yeah, I know we don't know these people, but that's what we know. Their old relationship was drama, and we saw it play out. So I personally, I feel like that's what happened. And let's talk about Keke Palmer and putting on these men that actively abuse women and have questionable reputation and all that. I personally, first of all, I love Keke Palmer, and I feel like she's a great interviewer, and I like the type of platform and even her brand as a person. She really keep it really youthful and all that. And I think we're around the same age range. I know that we're all millennials. Love her for that. And I'll say she asks amazing questions in the interview. I watched a couple of her interviews, even with Taraji P. Henson. Like she asks amazing interview, but I feel like this interview, she shouldn't be interviewing Offset. I feel like Joe Biden should be giving Offset a platform. A couple of weeks ago, Offset was Joe Biden talking about how no woman. Do you see her? Did you see how I did? No woman left me and remained the same or elevated. That was a man bragging and talking down on the same Discali. So I feel like someone like Keke Palmer, especially knowing her history with domestic violence that we know with our baby daddy, and even what she stands for generally and what our brand stands for, I feel like it should not be our place giving these men platform. Yes, do they deserve a platform? Oh yes, then they should go to places like Joe Budden and what's the other guy, to go share their story and let them tell their story and let their kiki kaka and all that. They're their true color shows. When they come sit down in front of Kiki Palmer, they try to like play the good man. That representative shows up again. So I just feel like one, Kiki Palmer is not going to get the authentic self. I feel like when you leave them in their element with their boys, they usually show their true colors. So I feel like Kiki Palmer should stop interviewing these men, especially when they are problematic like this towards women. Please, 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 your platform should not be the place for them to do. And I know you can't tell people what to do with, on their platform and other, but I just feel like it's not a good look. And I feel like it's an off branding. Personally, I feel like, come on, girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. Honestly, if she had Cardi B instead of Offset, it would have make sense because woman to woman, let's talk, let's break it down. But Offset, I'm just like, let him go hang out with the boys. Let him hang out with other podcasters. And I get it. This is a job. This is a platform. But that's my own take on it. She should stop giving this men. The Jonathan one was... I'm happy she didn't air that one because I felt like that one would have just... So yeah. Anyway, guys, you guys let me know what you guys think about this entire conversation down in the comment section. But as personally, I don't think Keke Palmer is a pick me. Let me say that before I go. I don't think Keke Palmer is a pick me. I feel like as a woman that grew up in the time we grew up when we were made to center men, and she growing up with money at a very young age, kind of make our own ideology kind of different from someone like myself. So I don't think she's a pick me. So anyway, guys, you guys let me know what you guys think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful here on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thought. Love to know what you think. Don't forget to share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead, feel free, share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see. And that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.